The city of Surrey in the state of British Columbia is a vibrant and diverse city located in the southwestern part of Canada. Surrey is part of the Greater Vancouver metropolitan area and is known for its rapid growth, cultural diversity, and sprawling landscapes. As one of the largest cities in British Columbia, Surrey offers a mix of urban amenities and natural beauty with numerous parks, recreational facilities, and a growing skyline. Surrey's population is a mosaic of different cultures and ethnicities, making it one of the most multicultural cities in Canada. The city is home to a significant South Asian community, which has contributed to its rich cultural tapestry. This diversity is reflected in the numerous cultural festivals, community events, and a variety of ethnic cuisines available throughout the city. Manjit Panghali was born into a loving and tight-knit Indo-Canadian family in British Columbia. Her parents, who had emigrated from India, instilled in their children a strong sense of cultural identity and values. Manjit grew up with a deep appreciation for her heritage, which was evident in her involvement in community events and cultural activities. Born on 4th of July 1975, Manjit Panghali spent most of her life in Surrey, British Columbia. Manjit, the youngest among her 4 siblings, shared a strong bond with them. From a young age, she displayed a keen interest in education and nurtured dreams of becoming a teacher. She attended Simon Fraser University in British Columbia, where she pursued her education and training to become a teacher. After completing her studies, she worked as an elementary school teacher in Surrey, British Columbia. Manjit and Mukhtiar Panghali met through an arranged marriage, which is a common practice in many South Asian cultures. They married in 1999 when Manjit was 24. While specific details about their courtship and early relationship are not widely publicized, arranged marriages typically involve families playing a significant role in bringing the couple together. Mukhtiar, also known as Mucky by those close to him, was a high school teacher. The couple seemed well matched on paper, both being educators and members of the same community. Initially, their union appeared to be a harmonious blending of 2 families. However, as time passed, cracks began to form in their relationship. Despite the optimistic beginning, the marriage between Manjit and Mukhtiar faced challenges from the start. Friends and family members later recounted that the couple experienced ongoing marital problems, which only intensified over the years. Financial strain added to their troubles, with Mukhtiar's gambling habits exacerbating their economic situation. These financial issues often led to heated arguments, further straining their relationship. In addition to financial woes, there were indications of domestic violence. Manjit's friends and relatives observed signs of abuse, though Manjit, like many victims, may have felt trapped and unsure of how to seek help. The pressures of maintaining appearances in a close-knit community, combined with cultural expectations, likely made it difficult for her to openly address the issues within her marriage. Despite these challenges, Manjit continued to focus on her career and her role as a mother. The couple had a daughter, Maya, who became the center of Manjit's world. Manjit's devotion to her child was evident in everything she did, from her efforts at work to her time at home. Her commitment to providing a loving and stable environment for her daughter was unwavering, even as her own marriage grew increasingly tumultuous. The events leading to the tragic climax began on October 18, 2006. Manjit, who was 4 months pregnant with her second child, attended a prenatal yoga class that evening. She left home in her usual manner, promising to return soon. When she didn't come home that night, Mukhtiar initially wasn't worried, thinking she might have stayed with a friend or family member. However, as hours turned into days, concern grew among Manjit's loved ones. Mukhtiar reported Manjit missing 26 hours after she was last seen. His delay in contacting the authorities raised eyebrows among investigators in the community. During the initial stages of the investigation, Mukhtiar appeared cooperative. He claimed that Manjit had simply vanished after attending her yoga class. Manjit's disappearance has captivated many. Flyers were distributed, and the search for her was organized by volunteers. The matter received a great deal of attention throughout British Columbia as the media took notice of it. Those who knew Manjit began to feel scared and anxious as the days went by with no trace of her. On October 23, 2006, 5 days after her disappearance, Manjit's charred body was recovered on the banks of the Fraser River, near Delta Port in South Delta, British Columbia. The terrible find horrified the residents and verified all of their darkest suspicions. Manjit had not only been slain, but her body was heavily burnt, making quick identification difficult. Forensic experts quickly determined that the fire had been deliberately set, pointing to foul play. investigators begin to look at potential suspects, starting from her closest. Although during the investigation, Mukhtiar appeared cooperative, his behavior and inconsistent statements soon drew suspicion. When police break the news to Mukhtiar about the tragic find, the man sobs. His mother can be heard wailing in the background. Panghali's grief redoubles when he's told the baby's gone. But in time he calms down and the conversation turns to informing family members of their loss, getting in touch with the coroner to claim his wife's body, and making funeral arrangements. Surveillance footage from a convenience store at a Chevron station near the Panghali's home showed Mukhtiar purchasing a lighter and a newspaper late at night, around the time Manjit went missing. This evidence contradicted his initial statements to the police when he told investigators he was actually at home early in the morning of October 19, 2006. Further investigation revealed discrepancies in Mukhtiar's account of his whereabouts on the night Manjit disappeared. Cell phone records placed him in locations that did not align with his version of events. Additionally, the police found evidence of gasoline on Mukhtiar's clothing, linking him directly to the fire that had burned Manjit's body. In March 2007, Mukhtiar Panghali was arrested and charged with second-degree murder and committing an indignity to a human body. The arrest sent shockwaves through the community, which was already grappling with the brutal reality of Manjit's death. As the case moved to trial, the prosecution prepared a comprehensive argument against Mukhtiar, relying on the strong circumstantial evidence that had been collected. During the trial, which began in 2010, the prosecution presented a compelling case. They detailed the strained relationship between Manjit and Mukhtiar, highlighting the financial problems, domestic violence, and Mukhtiar's suspicions of infidelity. The prosecution argued that these factors had culminated in a fatal confrontation on the night of October 18, 2006. Key pieces of evidence included the surveillance footage, cell phone records, and forensic analysis linking Mukhtiar to the crime scene. The prosecution painted a picture of a man driven by anger and desperation, who had ultimately decided to end his wife's life in a violent and premeditated act. Mukhtiar's defense team attempted to challenge the prosecution's case, arguing that there was no direct evidence linking him to the murder itself. They suggested alternative scenarios and questioned the reliability of the forensic evidence. Despite these efforts, the evidence against Mukhtiar was overwhelming. The jury found him guilty of second-degree murder and committing an indignity to a human body. In February 2011, Mukhtiar was sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole for 15 years. The verdict brought a measure of justice for Manjit's family and friends, though the loss of Manjit remained a deep and enduring pain. The tragic case of Manjit Panghali left a lasting impact on her family, friends, and the broader community. Manjit's family, devastated by her loss, continued to honor her memory and advocate for greater awareness and prevention of domestic violence. They spoke out about the importance of recognizing the signs of abuse and supporting those who might be in danger. Manjit Panghali's legacy lives on through the efforts of her family and community to raise awareness about domestic violence. Her story serves as a reminder of the importance of vigilance, support, and advocacy in the fight against domestic abuse. By sharing Manjit's story, her loved ones hope to prevent similar tragedies and ensure that her memory continues to inspire positive change.